Well, welcome to the Visibility Palooza. We're here with Erin Dragonsong, and I am very excited to get to know you. So, for our interview, would you state your name and what you do in one sentence?
I'd be happy to. I'm Erin Dragonsong, and I help heart-centered entrepreneurs align their businesses with their life missions, their soul missions, as well as clearing subconscious blocks and using real-life magic to create prosperity, impact, and fulfillment.
I love learning about you. And tell me in 2 to 3 words your modality. What is your specialty that you'd like to highlight today?
I specialize in something I call soul-aligned business success, which is a multidimensional approach, blending practical business strategy with subconscious clearings and with magical practices that empower you as a mission-driven entrepreneur.
Awesome. So, who do you love working with, and who loves working with you?
I love working with people who have a mission, people who are here to do something good in the world to help other people. So this is often coaches, healers, experts, transformational leaders, anyone who's passionate about making the world a better place while thriving for themselves through their work.
Wonderful. So, tell us, why are you passionate about this work that you do? Is there a story behind it?
The story behind it is really my mission, which has always been to help humanity and the earth transition into this new earth that we're creating, this heaven on earth that I believe we're here to give birth to at this time. And it came clear to me a few years ago that a lot of people have a lot of really powerful gifts or a really powerful message, some piece of that puzzle of what the earth is going to be that we're going to create together. And yet they're stuck having to work at unfulfilling jobs, or they just don't know how to reach people, or for some reason their subconscious beliefs are holding them back. For some reason they can't get their message out to the world. They can't bring their gift out to the world. And for every person who can't bring their gift to the world, the whole world is going to go lacking. So I'm really passionate about helping people bring their gifts and their message so that we can all make this world a better place.
How did you become the expert you are?
How did I become the expert I am? A lot of work. um, I've been doing magic. I'm the founder of Wicca Spirituality, as well as what I do now with heart-centered entrepreneurs. So I've, for 20 years, about been teaching magic and spirituality. One of the things that I learned early on is that there's a lot going on in the world that we're not told about and that people say is not true, but I've had firsthand experience. So I knew even as a child that that wasn't true. And I started to see how magic was happening in certain situations. And I set out on a quest to create 100% reliable magic, what I call miracles on demand. So I've been studying and intensively practicing this for my entire life, pretty much. And in the business side of things, because of my experience with websites and online businesses, and especially Wicca spirituality, which, I didn't know anyone was going to be interested in what I had to say about this, but it just took off and it's massive. And so the success that I've had in that, and all of the training with tons and tons of people who are leaders in this field of online business, has given me just a really unique insight into how to make this work. It's not a cookie cutter situation for people who are coming from a mission or coming from heart. And a lot of the teachers, like pretty much all of them, they go to their classes and you're in their workshops and they're saying, okay, well, here's what you do if you're selling weight loss, or here's what you do if you're selling, B2B, selling to other entrepreneurs. But none of it had to do with, okay, well, what do you do if you're in the spirituality marketplace, or you're teaching, how to meet fairies, or the kind of things that my clients tend to do. It just didn't work. Like, I would take what they told me And I had to find, like, pull out the bits that I could use, figure out how to make it aligned with me, with my values, with my mission, and then use that for success. So that's what I think is really my superpower that I'm bringing in the practical terms, is how to actually do this in that kind of a market, because there's just not a lot of people who are teaching that, or who have been able to do it, who've been able to do it themselves.
Absolutely. So let's circle back to your childhood and the magic you witnessed. Do you have a story of that? Like the things you were being told weren't so, were so?
What can I pick? Well, in terms of the magic in particular, maybe I'll start there. My father used to do, he was not a religious man, but I would notice that there were times when he would really, really need something, and he would ask for it. And when he did this certain thing, he got it. Like, he always got it. It always happened. And so that's where I first started to notice, okay, something's going on here. He's able to, get God to give him what he wants, or something, was my childhood perspective on it, right? So, like, how do you ask God so that God actually gives it to you? Because it wasn't working for me and my pony for many, many years, right? Like, where's my pony? So I did know that it worked. And it wasn't until I was an adult where I could ask him, like, okay, what were you actually doing? And, I started to explore, because of that, and a lot of psychic events and ghost type events, and stepping outside of time, and all of these interesting experiences that I had as a kid. I think that's why I got into Wicca really young, because, when I started, Wicca was, you couldn't hardly find it out there. It was very, very hard to find, but it was the only thing that seemed to have answers to these sort of things and teach you how to do them. So that's how I got into that. I don't know. Did I answer your question? I think I've gone just like doodly doodly.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect.
All
So
right.
give us a story, or how someone would use this to help people understand the power of your work.
I'm sorry, I don't really understand that question.
So I want to understand a little bit more about what you do works. Do you have a success story? First, let's start with that one.
Okay. Let me think. What would be a good success story? There's one woman that I've worked with that I might want to tell you about. One client, her name is Jessica, and she has this really powerful system of freeing yourself from emotional pain and, like, being out of control emotionally. And she can change people's situations so quickly. It's fantastic. It's very empowering. It's really amazing. Yet when I met her, she was really struggling. Like, she was having a hard time with being visible. She had this crippling fear of success, and she had done a lot of work. Most of the people who come to me have already done a lot of work, right? But she was still stuck. And she came to me saying what so many people, especially in the more spiritual kind of market, say: I need more audience. People don't understand what I'm offering. I don't know how to explain what I do. I can't get people interested in this, all of that kind of thing. It sounds familiar, right? So, but when we started working on her subconscious blocks, we found, as one example, just one example, she had this really deep block that came from her childhood in the 70s and 80s. And at that time, there had been a trend of kidnapping wealthy people's kids, like Patty Hearst, for example, probably the most well-known. And Jessica didn't even know this thought was in her. But when we uncovered the root of her block, we found that when she was a kid hearing about these horrific events, she made an unconscious vow to never be rich because it would put her loved ones at risk. So it's no wonder she struggled, right? And then through our sessions, we cleared these blocks. That one, most of them just take like one session, but there's usually a bunch of blocks. So throughout the process, we cleared a bunch of stuff. And it led her to successfully launching her business, attracting her ideal clients, things actually starting to move in her business in a positive way. So that's what I like to say, like imagine what you could achieve if these subconscious barriers that you don't even know are there were actually finally removed.
Wow. Breakthroughs can be achieved. So, is there a practice that you would advise somebody new to wanting to overcome the things that are in their way that they don't know are in their way?
Yeah. Let me think. The trick with overcoming your subconscious beliefs is that they are, by definition, unconscious. You're not conscious of them. And because you've been steeped in them your whole life, probably, it's really difficult for you to see them for yourself. Like you can't see the label from inside the jar, as they say, right? Or see the picture from inside the frame. So that part is a little bit of a challenge, but one of the ways that you can start to explore what your subconscious blocks might be is to look at your life now and compare it to the life that you would want, especially if it's something that you've been trying to accomplish or achieve or attain for a long time. And no matter what you do, it doesn't work, right? That's what I call the inner glass ceiling. Like that's where your subconscious is putting a level and saying, no, you can't go here. For whatever reason, it's keeping you from that. So to start to compare what you would like to happen with what your actual experience is, you can discover in that way what your subconscious blocks are, or at least start to get hints of them. For the deep ones, it really does usually take outside help to see them clearly and to maybe even clear them. Once you have identified a block, then there are probably 1,000 different practices you can do. But I will give you one that I really like, and it's easy and simple, and everyone can do it. And it's based on Ho'oponopono. If you're familiar with that Hawaiian prayer, and the way that I've learned that is to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And to feel that as much as you can. And sometimes you don't even have to know what you're saying it to. Like imagine you have a block around success or a block around money. Okay, you just can't seem to get money to come in. You can just think about that and you can say to that, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you are talking from your highest self to that inner part of you, that little inner child who thinks that it's keeping you safe by keeping you from having everything you want. So I really like that practice, and I like to adapt it a little bit. I tend to say a little bit more like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, please be happy, please be expansive and free, please be thriving, whatever might come up, right? Whatever seems right. And then I'll go on, thank you, I love you, I honor you, I celebrate you, I bless you. And I like to end with, dearest, if it's a part of yourself, you can say it to that, that part of yourself, that block, your name. Like for me, I would say, dearest Erin, you are blessed. And if you just say that sequence to yourself and feel what happens in your body, like things really change. Something is really listening and going, oh, okay, thank God. Beautiful. So it's a really nice way to start breaking through the illusions and confusions that are keeping those blocks in place, at least starting to loosen them up a little bit.
Powerful. So, how can people find you to help them break through these barriers?
You won't believe this, Laura, but I don't actually have a quick answer for that. I mean, I usually just send people to my gift, but we don't have that here. So
You can send them to a gift. I mean, you have a link for it.
I do. I didn't send that in the form because it
It's
didn't.
okay. Can you, is it easy to say? Because it's going to be on video.
Hang on, let me just pull it.
And or your website, just your, does your homepage lead to that eventually or no?
How soon does this go out? Because I'm still doing that part, the homepage part.
It won't go out probably for until 4 weeks from now.
Okay. Okay. So you can connect with me at bizmagic.com. That's BIZMAGICK, because it's real magic. Bizmagic.com. And you can learn more about Soul Aligned Prosperity Academy there and get some really neat free gifts to get you started.
Awesome. So one last question, turning tables a little bit here. If you were speaking with a colleague, what would you tell them about the Evolutionary Business Council and why should they be a part of it? And if you could phrase that starting with a full sentence.
I would say if you're a speaker or a coach or a transformational leader of any kind, the Evolutionary Business Council is the community you didn't know you needed. It's a really beautiful, rare space where like-minded professionals collaborate and support each other and grow. And the connections and opportunities that you meet in the EBC are priceless, not just for your business, but for your personal growth as well. It's just a wonderful community of lovely, lovely people that are like you in wanting to make the world a better place.
Wonderful. Thanks. Are there, talk to me. I want to get another piece of wisdom out of you here. Is there a myth that your clients often think is normal before working with you that really isn't normal?
Yes. Many of my clients come to me with these myths like you have to sacrifice your values to build a prosperous business, or you shouldn't be able to, you shouldn't charge for your gifts when it's your soul mission. You should just give it away for free. Or maybe worst of all, their dreams are not important. Like they think that my dreams are just for me. And so what if I can't make it happen? But to me, those are terrible misunderstandings of the value of what you've come here to do. And one of the things I like to tell people is your dreams are the divine's dreams for you. Your dreams are the world crying out for what you have to offer. And in that way, when we look at it that way, we know success isn't selfish because your prosperity fuels your ability to create more meaningful change in the world. So I like to help people. It's very important to me that people prosper through their passion. That's sort of my byline. Because you can't solve the world's problems if you're stuck in scarcity and struggle. So I really try to encourage people that it's time. Now is the time that we need to step up in the world and let go of what's holding us back and embrace abundance, embrace our superpowers and our genius, and give the gifts that you have come here to give. Because they're not just valuable, your gifts are essential. The earth needs you to succeed so that we can build the better world that we're here to create. So I really like to help people. My passion is to help people who are doing good in the world to prosper financially. Imagine what the world would be like if billions of dollars were in the hands of people who are loving and compassionate, right? So we're really here for meaning and purpose. We're here to make this world a better place. And I don't think we will ever be satisfied or happy or calm or confident until we're really doing what we've come here to do. and find a way to make our mission resource us enough that we can live it to the fullest and reach our fullest potential. So I'm really glad you asked that, because it's a great question. And if I could just get this message out to the world, I would be happy.
And that's what we're going to try and do.
Thank you.
For you and with you. Excellent.